On this day in Seventh Day Adventist history, January 9th, 1871, Elizabeth Betsy White was the mother of 9 children, 5 sons and 4 girls. Now, her middle child, James, is probably the most well-known. Deacon John, as her husband was known, and Betsy were both deeply religious and set a high standard before their children. John is known to have been baptized by sprinkling in 1806. So we can be assumed that Betsy would also have been sprinkled at this time. Convinced that this was not the proper way to be baptized, they may have been baptized by immersion in the Baptist church around 1810. By the early 1840s, though, both John and Betsy became convinced by the lectures of William Miller that they were sound and scriptural, and they accepted the leading points of the Advent doctrine. Betsy would earnestly discuss Millerite beliefs with her son James, who reluctantly agreed that they were founded on Scripture. Now, in the late 1850s, John and Betsy, now both in their 60s, decided to sell the farm and move closer to one of their children. To Battle Creek they came. At first, they lived with their son James and Ellen in the lower right-hand room of this home on Wood Street. Then they moved across the road into this home in 1859. Now, when they did move to Adventtown, which was the common name of the west end of Battle Creek at that time, John and Betsy were not Sabbatarian Adventists. They were still First Day Adventists, but soon they accepted that Seventh-day message. Now, we have recorded that John did something very strange now. Once again, assumed Betsy also followed his lead. Not only did they start worshiping on Sabbath, but they continued to go to church on Sunday also, out of respect for these friends they'd had for so many years. Now, John and Betsy also had a shoe cobbler shop in the back room of this house here. Now, the neighbors, they would bring their shoes to John to be fixed. Well, one Sunday morning, grandson Willie came across the road, and John was in the back, fixing somebody's shoes. Willie says to him, "Grandpa, don't you know what day it is?" "Well, yes, Willie," he replied. "But Grandpa, it is Sunday. Aren't you going to get ready for church?" "No, 2 days are too many. And the 4th commandment says to keep the 7th day holy." From then on, John and Betsy only kept Saturday as Sabbath. On this day, January 9th, 1823, Elizabeth Jewett White died in Battle Creek, Michigan.